guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing a worth the buy or not on the NYX Total Control Drop Foundation. Now this has been everywhere lately and I've been really intrigued by it because I've never really used like a dropper foundation like this, so I really wanted to try it out. And then I also saw that the foundation comes along with a brush. Now this isn't included like together, these are separate and they are a little bit more on the pricier side. I mean, they're not really that expensive, but just for like typical drugstore that I like, it's a little pricier. So I actually have my receipt here. So the drop foundation was $13.99, so basically $14. And then the brush was $13.99 as well. So they were more on the pricier side for a drugstore. But then again, if you compare this brush to like a brush from Morphe, it's pretty much similar price range. So I just went ahead and got the brush. Excuse the wind, it's super windy out today. It's 6 a.m. also, so I'm just like, why is it so windy? Okay, so this is what the brush looks like. It really does remind me of the Bare Minerals brush because it has that little dent in there where I'm assuming is where the foundation is going to be placed when you drop it, and then you're going to go ahead and disperse it out into the rest of your face. Now I do like this brush. I like it better than the Bare Minerals one because I feel like it is fluffier and it is so much softer. So what I'm going to go ahead and do is I'm going to open my foundation and I'm going to show you guys what it looks like. So it looks like this, and it does say in the directions that if you want more coverage, then you're going to be using more drops. If you want less coverage, then you're going to be using less drops. And this is in the color Golden. Now I was very hesitant because my Ulta went from like color 6 to color 13. So I was like, as always, I'm going to stay on the safe side and go with darker color because I feel like this one probably suits me best. We shall see once I apply it on my face. And I think that the packaging, it's not my total favorite, but I think it's cool that it's like a dropper form because we get to try something new. I'm all about trying new things. And this foundation does have 0.43 ounces. So I'm not really too sure about that because if I do end up enjoying this foundation, I'm going to use it like that. And I just feel like that is not necessarily worth it for me. So what I'm going to go ahead and do today is, instead of comparing it to a makeup sponge, I'm going to compare it to a regular kabuki brush, just so you guys can see whether you necessarily need this brush or not, because that's what I was on the fence about. I was like, do I really need that brush? Because that's also pretty pricey. So I'm going to just compare it to another brush and see if there's a big difference, if there's something special about this brush that applies it better. Because I do feel like with this foundation, I would rather apply it with a makeup brush as opposed to a sponge, because I feel like the sponge will totally absorb way more product than I would hope for. And I'm going to be taking my Kim Tai Ofra Cosmetics Moisturizer. I love this Wonderlush. And I'm just going to be applying some onto my skin and just prepping it for all this product. So we are going to start on this side, and I'm just going to go ahead and apply the foundation onto my brush. 1, 2. Okay, I'm not seeing anything. Here, let's try a different technique. I apply it on the back of my hand. 3, 4, 5. So me applying it on the brush didn't work, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to directly apply it onto my skin. There we go. Now we see coverage. It's definitely a very lightweight foundation. It is not thick whatsoever. Foundation color is a little orangey. That worries me because I'm going to be taking my license picture today and I'm not trying to look like an orange mess. When I put the drops into the brush, it literally just didn't do anything. So I don't really understand the point of this brush. Maybe I'm doing it wrong, but I just feel like, I don't know. I don't know if I need this brush, to be honest, if there's no purpose of me dumping in the drops into the brush. So I think I'm going to go with one more coat. Now, in order for me to get the coverage that I like, I had to go in with 5 drops. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just going to apply it straight I'm going to go in with my regular kabuki brush. This is my holy grail. I feel like there's no difference, to be honest. I feel like the Sigma F80 applies it just as well, if not better, to be honest. So I would say not a big difference. You do not need to go out and get that brush too. Unless you're in need of a brush, then I would say try it. It's not bad at all. The only thing, like I said, is that I thought that we had to drop it in there and then something magical would happen, but nothing happened at all, as you guys saw. So I would say if you don't need a brush, you don't need to get this. I like the coverage. It's not clinging onto any of my skin. It looks good, it looks healthy. I think another reason, like I mentioned in my other review, has a lot to do with the moisturizer primer that I'm using, the Kim Tai O for Wonderlush. I feel like that makes everything go on beautifully, so props to that, but it looks really good. It looks extremely healthy. I feel like this is gonna get oily throughout the day, even though it claims to be matte, especially for my really oily skin girls, and it's very adjustable. So if you're one of those people that you are not really into that full coverage look, you literally can adjust it to as many drops as you want. So if you like a very natural look, you can go in with 3 drops, see how it looks. If you want to add more, then add more. I would definitely say that if you're somebody like that, definitely want to start off with less and then gradually add more drops. But if you're somebody that is used to that full coverage look, you love that look, then I would say go ahead and just start off with 5 drops on each side and you will be good to go. Now this is a total of 10 drops on this side and 10 drops on this side. So I do like my full coverage look. If you like that full coverage look, you will be okay with using 10 drops on each side. Some of you guys might think that 10 drops is insane, but I'm a full coverage kind of girl, but it still looks healthy. I'm just gonna go ahead and finish the rest of my makeup, and then I'm gonna come back and let you guys know how it worked with the rest of my products, and then we can begin our day and figure out whether this NYX foundation is worth the buy or not. I'm back. It is now around 7:30 in the morning and I've applied a full face. I went pretty natural today because, like I mentioned, I am going to be taking my license picture, so I wanted to do something that wasn't way too much but wasn't way too little, and I feel like this is the perfect everyday look for me. So I really love how the foundation works with everything else. The only thing that I did have to do a little bit more of was kind of highlight my face with concealer because it was a little dark. So I wanted to bring back some lightness to my skin, and I actually went ahead and used my Rainforest of the Sea concealer. I love this concealer. So far it looks nice. I feel like it will definitely get dewy though through the day, so we shall see how that wears. But overall I did like how it applied first application and how it's wearing right now. But I will give you guys another update in a few hours, so stay tuned for that, and then we can figure out what our thoughts are on this product. So I went to the MVA because I wanted to make sure that I got there before 8:30 a.m., which is when they open, and I was so ready to take a new picture because my old license picture is just a hot mess. So I was so excited to get there. They're like, oh, you don't need to wait in this line. I literally waited in line for 30 minutes because I thought I needed to wait in that line when I could just go in the kiosk and renew my license. And the worst part is that I did my makeup so excited that I was gonna look beautiful, and they didn't even need a new picture. They said that I won't get a new picture until I turn 40. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, I have to wait that long before I get a new picture? So I guess I just gotta slay when I'm 40. So that's my quick story. I was just so upset. I was like, oh my gosh, thank God I had to film a video, because if it wasn't for that, I would have been so upset that I had to wake up at 6 a.m. to do my makeup. Anyways, back to the real reason we're here. So you guys probably noticed while I was giving you my little story, you guys were like, girl, those oils are on fleek. So yeah, I'm extremely oily. Like, look at this. I knew this was gonna happen though. I called it from the beginning. I just had a feeling that the NYX foundation wasn't going to be a matte foundation like it does claim to be. I don't know. I really was liking how it looked in the beginning of the video when I was applying it and when I first put it on. But to be honest, I'm not a huge fan of it. And something else that I noticed for my people that have sensitive skin, it was irritating the crap out of me. I was getting really itchy here. If I had to just kind of judge it based off how it applied and how it looked the first hours I wore this, I would say it was a decent foundation. But honestly, when it starts itching and it looks this crazy at the end of the day, that's just too much for me. And I want to quickly say, because I know you guys are going to say, girl, you should have blotted, you should have set it. I did set my makeup with a makeup setting spray, my mattifying one, and it still got this bad. I honestly don't have time during the day to go get some blotting sheets or some blotting oil and just, you know, be blotting away. I have a lot of stuff going on. So I know most of you guys are the same. Like, once you put on your makeup, set it, do what you gotta do, that's it. You're not touching it anymore. And that's exactly how I was today. I would have to say this is not worth the buy for $13.99. That is a little pricey for drugstore in my opinion. And I feel like for me to get this oily and then for my skin to start to itch on the sides, that's a problem. And the reason I know it's not the Ofra Wonderlush moisturizer is because I've used that several times and I've never had that issue with it. I know for a fact that it's this guy. And I can't get with it. So I'm honestly gonna have to return this. If you're very oily, don't waste your time. This is not the foundation for you. So those are my final thoughts on these two products. I really hope that you guys enjoyed watching them. And if you guys have tried these products, then please let me know down in the comment section what you guys think of these. And if you're new to my channel, don't forget to subscribe and become a member of our family here on YouTube, because we would love to have you join us and come interact with us about makeup. So I'll be seeing you guys very, very soon for a brand new video. Bye guys.